My wife might be cheating on me. I want to divorce, but it will destroy our lives. Part 3.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
TLDR. OP receives confirmation through DNA tests that all the kids are his. He continues to navigate the fallout with his wife, who continues to send apologies. Her family remains estranged from her. At work, OP deals with rumors about him and his assistant, Sarah, which he clears up. OP also prepares for his son's upcoming birthday and plans to have a confrontation with his wife.
And we're guessing we're going to find out whether they're going to court or not in this one.
We're guessing if good old Judge Judy's going to get involved here.
Ooh,
or
but
whatever.
yeah.
The Asian Judge Judy
Asian
equivalent.
Judge Judy.
Yeah.
But now we've caught up on part 1 and part 2.
Here comes big old part 3.
Let's go.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I said I'd update after talking to my wife on Sunday about everything, but I already did. Or maybe I didn't. Which one was it? This will be a long post, so feel free to skip it. We're not going to do that.
Nope.
If no one reads it, that's okay. We know that's not happening.
Incorrect.
Writing
How
this
about 1 million
helps
people?
because I'm feeling worse than I ever have, and at least I can vent here. And by the way, this comes from user Outrageous Spread 8706 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, on Thursday, my wife called to ask if she could take our daughter for a sleepover. Our daughter doesn't attend kindergarten on Fridays, so she was free, and I said she could. When my wife came over, she tried to talk to me a bit, but I wasn't interested. She wanted to talk, but I told her to leave. Before leaving, she asked if she could talk to our younger son since his 7th birthday was the next day. I called him over. He came, but stood away from her, listening. She told him how she had already bought his gifts and how much she loved him. Eventually, she hugged and kissed him, but he didn't respond. He didn't say a word, just left while she stood there. Yikes.
Yeah. Again,
The children have been poisoned against her.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I mean, if what Opie's writing is accurate, it almost seemed like it was very organic, though, because they just heard her heard her like apologizing, like, "Oh, I messed up,"
Yeah.
and they're just like, I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that they're so staunchly. I would have expected them maybe a little bit more like on her side. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they just liked Dad better from the beginning anyway.
Maybe, dude.
Who knows? But this kid does not mess with her anymore.
Yeah.
My older son still refuses to see her, let alone talk to her. She left with our daughter, promising to bring her back by 5 p.m. the next day, giving them about 24 hours together. She sent me many pictures of them making pancakes, playing, and sleeping together. She also sent me messages about how much she regrets that these moments aren't happening with all 5 of us together. So she's trying to emotionally manipulate.
Yeah.
with
Now
these-
I'm I'm losing
Yeah.
the sympathy. I'm like, bro, you can't play that card right now.
Well, it's definitely a desperate move.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's desperate.
Yesterday, Friday, my younger son turned 7. My older son and I congratulated him, and he was happy and in a good mood. I drove them to school and went to work. During the day, my wife called again, asking if she could spend the afternoon and evening with our son and daughter, assuming my older son would refuse. Again, I said yes. She's texting me throughout the day about her plans, eating out, going to an amusement park.
Now he gets it.
Guys, I'm sorry, okay? I just wanted to make the funny. Her plans were eating out, going to an amusement park, driving go-karts, getting ice cream. I thought it sounded great. Honestly, I feel like my younger son suffers the most in this situation. While my daughter is very young and unaware of much, and my older son has made it clear he wants no contact with her, my younger son is quiet and seems confused. So I liked the idea of them spending time together. I specifically told her not to enter the house, but to wait for me so I could talk to him first and see his reaction. I didn't want to force him into anything. She agreed and said she'd wait. I had to stay at work a bit longer, and my friend and his wife were at my house to help me buy everything for the birthday: the food, drinks, cakes, and gifts. I texted my wife telling her I'd left work late and that traffic was bad. She replied that she was near the house and would wait. My money's on her not waiting. My money's on her definitely not waiting. I called my friend to let him know that my wife was coming. I also called Melody to prepare extra clothes for my daughter and asked what my sons were doing. What happened next, I didn't see myself. Melody, my friend, and his wife told me, and I trust them 100%.
It's going to be that she waited and was super respectful and didn't do anything out of line.
Yeah, it's going to just be that my wife was a picture perfect, respectful.
Great.
Didn't do anything wrong.
It's perfect.
Everything's fine.
No conflict. No conflict.
Okay. My wife arrived with her friend and our daughter. Apparently, my daughter invited her into the house to show her something, according to my wife's friend. Melody was in the backyard and stopped her from entering, saying she couldn't come in. My wife started arguing with Melody, asking, "Who are you to forbid me from entering my house with my daughter?" My friend's wife overheard the commotion and stepped outside. Now, my wife's friend used to be friends with my wife, but she no longer talks to her after I explained what happened. She told my wife to calm down and respect my decision. My wife was much calmer and kinder towards her than she had been with Melody. My daughter kept calling her from the door to come inside, but they wouldn't let her in. Eventually, my wife's friend told her to wait for me on the street. Then my older son stormed out of the house yelling at her.
Whoa.
He said no one loves her, that she should leave, that we were happy without her, and that everyone hates her.
Yo.
Hey, you know a way that this would have never happened?
Tell me, Dakota.
If she just didn't go into the freaking house.
That's true.
Wouldn't happen.
That's true. That's true.
She started crying, begging him to talk to her, but he just kept yelling. She left the gifts for my younger son and got into the car with her friend. My older son then took those gifts and threw them into the street while she was still in the car.
Oh.
Oof.
Dude.
Do you know how much a kid has to hate you to throw toys into the street?
Hate you a lot, dude.
That's bad.
Wow.
My friend took him back into the house. When I got home, I didn't see her. They told me everything that had happened, and I couldn't believe it. My kids have always been kind and polite and not spoiled. My older son was always closer to me, but he never said anything rude to his mom before this. He used to love her so much. I called him into my room and asked if he was okay. He apologized, saying that he just couldn't take it anymore. I told him he should never speak to his mother that way and reminded him that those gifts weren't for him. I said he didn't owe me an apology, but he needed to apologize to his mother and brother. He started crying, saying that I was forcing him to talk to her and that he hated her. I was speechless. I know he needs therapy, and I plan to address that soon, and he did apologize to his brother. Rough. Extremely rough.
The roughest.
Yeah.
Wow.
I then spoke with my younger son. I asked if he wanted to see his mother on his birthday, and he said no.
Dang.
I asked him multiple times if he was sure, and he insisted. He also refused to see the gifts from her and asked me to return everything she bought. I gotta think that's like a mimicking behavior. Because he's 7, he just saw his older brother blow up.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's
he's mimicking his behavior.
which is I think pretty bad because God, they actually Alyssa Mundy, thank you for the donation as well, says they need a mediator.
100%.
And yeah, I don't we've never even literally talked about that on the show, but yeah, it would be great to, I don't know if there's like a professional person that's almost like a go-between, like if something happens they call the mediator, like a ref for like every tough interaction.
Well, it seemed like that's kind of what the friend was trying to do, and then she just wasn't listening.
Yes, and like shout out to the friend for doing that. But is there like the same way that therapists are professional?
Yeah.
Like, I guess basically would be a therapist probably, but yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I called my wife's friend to tell her all of this. She said my wife was having a panic attack and struggling to breathe. A couple of hours later, she called back saying my wife had needed 2 friends to help calm her down, and she was now asleep after taking some pills. This morning, I woke up to messages from my wife. She said she doesn't want to live anymore and cannot live without us.
Oh.
She said that she wants to leave and leave me alone with our kids. I called her and I told her I'd send pictures and videos from the birthday, but asked her not to disturb me today. I told her we'd talk after the birthday. She thanked me and kept saying how sorry she was. A lot of kids and parents came to the birthday party. My friends and their kids were there too. I spent the entire time looking at all the happy couples smiling and enjoying themselves together while I was trying to pretend everything was okay. I felt sick, like I wanted to vomit. I just wanted the party to end. After everyone left and my kids were in the living room opening gifts, I went to the garage and called my wife. I told her not to interrupt me and to shut up. I screamed, yelled, and cried, and sarcastically laughed for about 5 minutes.
He sounds like her.
Yeah, I don't know if sarcastically laughed was the right thing. I think sometimes that's happened to me before, where you're just dealing with something so absurdly like high octane intensity that you just kind of start laughing about it.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything else.
Yeah. There's no other response that your brain can do.
I said horrible things, cursed more than I ever have in my life, and I didn't hold back. I don't regret any of it. She didn't interrupt me, but I could hear her crying. When I was done, all she said was, "I'm so sorry, I'll do anything." I wanted to break my phone.
Oh.
I told her to F off and hung up. I don't know if that was the
It's
gold star response.
It's absolutely not the angel move.
No.
Yeah, it's not a gold star response. Like, again, like, he just keeps like, does she deserve a punishment? Yes, absolutely. But it just it goes farther than it needs to, and then it all comes back around to, is this helping her to be the best mother to your children?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You're shooting your own self in the foot by doing that. Again, that doesn't mean that she deserves to be said like, hey, you did this wrong, you effed up, like da-da-da-da-da. But it just always goes like at least a little over the line, if not like more, right? Am I crazy?
No, it does, especially after he was like, "Don't bother me today." Then she doesn't bother him today.
Yeah.
And then he calls her at the end of the party. And I guess it's probably just like a reaction to seeing all the other couples and just like, I don't know.
Good point.
He's
Could've been that.
traumatized, I guess. Like,
yes.
And so this is probably a response to that.
Lovely Fawn says, I feel like this is just him punishing her. Like punishing her just to punish her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah, that was pure. That read like just pure spite.
100%.
Now, I'm sitting in a dark bedroom writing this, and I keep asking myself, what the heck did I do to deserve this? Is this karma for my reckless behavior when I was younger? I guess I'll never know. I was always a problematic kid. I did well in school, but was horrible outside of it. I'd run away from home just to be with my girlfriend, steal money from my parents, and cause trouble. My mom thought enrolling me in Taekwondo would help me release my energy in a productive way.
That can't be good.
Boy, was she wrong.
Uh-oh.
I ended up fighting almost every day and even had a few run-ins with the police. Well, is that why he wants to call the cops so hard? Because he had the cops called on him when he was a kid?
That's so funny. He's like,
I want to call the cops on somebody for once.
Oh my God.
When I went to college, I befriended the wrong crowd. I'd have exams at 9 a.m., but I'd stay at the casino until 6 a.m. playing poker tournaments or blackjack. If I wasn't gambling, I'd be spending nights drinking and partying at nightclubs with friends and girls. Then I met my wife. She came to work in my country. Some guys were interested in her, but she was shy, and I was a complete mess. For some reason, she liked me. After 3 months, she was supposed to return to her country, but she decided to stay with me.
Wow.
5 months into our relationship, she gave me almost all of her savings to help me pay off my debts.
That's nuts.
Whoa.
I thought she was insane for doing that, and I still do. But she changed my life, and because of her, I changed myself. Pause.
Talk to me.
Giving all of your life savings to someone you only met 5 months ago sounds like a manic thing to do. Maybe when they got together, she was in the middle of an episode as well. She's having some, like, that's a behavior that you do not do if you are like a level-headed person.
Yeah. It's like, it can still be like,
Even
hey,
if,
I'm
you know,
falling for it. But yeah, like
head over heels.
dumping your entire, like all of your bank account to help pay off someone's that you just met.
You just met them less than 6 months ago.
Less than, you haven't even known them half a year.
Not even an entire season of professional sports did
And
you
you're
meet this person.
Dumping everything you got to help pay off their debts. Yeah.
I don't know. It just sounds like there's something going on there.
It could be. Also, painting context to where I'm kind of like, it makes me feel even more that OP is being like really harsh on, like overly harsh on her, because he was a mess when they met and was like, you know, maybe not doing mistakes as far as the rules of their relationship, but was like living a not great, healthy
man,
life.
you used to be an F-boy, dude.
He used to be an F-boy.
He used to be an F-boy D-bag.
You know, you were getting in fights and like staying up all night gambling, and she did this kind thing for you. And I'm like, yeah, again, just making me feel even more that he's going like, look, you guys have a history, and in that history, she did bring some really good things to your life and like help change you for the better. And I feel like that at least, not that she deserves to be relinquished of all punishments.
No.
You know, we never said that, but that at least it deserves to be mentioned.
About 10 months later, we left for Asia. Oh, wow. So that's what, 15 months in? So,
Dang. I haven't even been here for 15 months.
little baby.
It's going to be a year in 9 days. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's, hey, well,
Dang.
look at you go, man. About 10 months later, we left for Asia. I'll never forget the first apartment we lived in. It was the biggest dump I've ever seen or lived in. I have no idea how we managed to stay there for 8 months, but we were saving money, and despite everything, we were happy. Now I have a house, cars, and money, and I'm not happy. I don't want to sound arrogant, but people often tell me I'm a good-looking guy. I stay in great shape, working out 3 or 4 times a week. I have a great job and a successful career. I know I could easily find a new girlfriend or wife, but I'm seriously considering never marrying again. I don't think
that's not going to happen.
100%.
Not going to happen. You're going to get with Sarah. And most, like, I think 85% of people that divorce also get remarried.
Yeah, do they?
Yep.
I don't know.
I
When
saw
you
a
said
podcast.
Sarah, did you mean Melody?
Who's Sarah?
You said you're going to get with Sarah.
Who's Sarah? Sarah, whoever,
What
who's
did
the
you said?
assistant? Who's the assistant?
Melody. That's
Oh,
what I was
Melody.
saying.
I'm
Is
sorry.
that
I
what you meant?
apologize.
You just so smoothly were like, you're going to get with Sarah. And I'm like, who's that?
I thought it was Sarah this whole time.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sarah the assistant. Yeah. Yeah, remember that? Ooh, get effed.
I'm the dumb one.
Yep. How's it feel? I do have reading comprehension. Don't try to gaslight me.
I feel like Tom Hands in a soccer game. Useless.
Unless he's the goalie.
He's not. He's not goalie.
Oh, dang it.
They won't let him play goalie. His hands are too big. I know this might be a temporary feeling, and I understand that life is full of challenges. I should feel grateful because my kids, my parents, brother and sister-in-law, my nephews and friends, they're all healthy and they love me. But the truth is, I'm tired. I feel completely empty. Sometimes I just want to give up. And then I remember I have 3 kids who depend on me. Everyone around me seems to expect me to be some kind of magician who can fix everything and make everyone happy. They expect me to suffer in silence, never expressing what's really going on in my head. I hear it all. Do what's best for your kids. Take care of your wife. What if she hurts herself? Do this. Don't do that. Forgive her. Go to marriage counseling. Don't forgive her. Destroy her. Forgive her for the kids' sake, and you'll love her again eventually. Forget her. Don't forgive her. The kids are better off without her. I am so tired.
I'm tired just hearing that.
Tomorrow is just a day for me and my kids. Thank you all. And there's an update. Do we think he's going to soften up? Does he see the light? Does he realize that, hey, I'm literally lashing out at someone who's probably in the lowest point of their life right now?
Yeah.
And they happen to be the mother of my children. And a woman that you were in love with for, I guess, 11 years.
I'm going to guess no, but asterisk to that, I will say it's at this point, it's probably the highest likelihood chance that he would be sympathetic. Is that, because what you were just saying, it sounded like he was like reminiscing on like how they met and like the kindness that she did for him and all that. So it's like,
And
okay.
he's just like, I'm completely empty. My bucket is empty.
And he's like, maybe if I do the kind thing and I give her some grace, then they would do that.
Yeah.
Merkowitz says, I mean, bro, you do keep coming online and asking for more advice. That is true. Bro is 28,000 words asking, so what do I do here?
Well, let's find out.
Let's see it.
Hello, everyone. A lot of you have been messaging me to ask if everything is all right. First of all, thank you for the concern. To be honest, I don't know what to say. Is everything okay? I guess so. Since I can't sleep, I decided to write this late at night. So the answer would be no, bro. You can't sleep.
Yeah.
Everything is not okay.
I'm good. I just can't sleep, eat, or breathe.
I'm feeling better than I did on Saturday. I haven't seen my wife since last Thursday, and the last time the kids saw her was Friday, when my son turned 7, and my oldest son told her to leave. She's still sending me messages and calls our daughter. Yesterday, her friend brought me to an envelope that my wife sent. Inside was a 9-page letter plus 4 additional pages about her proposed changes. The first 5 pages were basically a timeline of our relationship, recounting our past, both the good and the bad moments, and how we always managed to stick together. The last 4 pages were more personal.
More personal?
He's quoting them. The last 4 pages.
Here we go.
Now we're talking.
I'm embarrassed to say I am sorry. I can't express how sorry I am. I understand it doesn't mean too much to you, but I am really sorry. I wish I can turn the time back. Seeing you and the kids hurt really makes me want to not exist. I should be the person to help you, not hurt you. I failed as a mother and wife. When our oldest son yelled at me, I really wished that I didn't exist. What kind of mother does this to her kids? What kind of wife does this to her husband? I understand that you will never love me like you did, that you will not trust me like you did. When you told me you made a DNA test for all of our kids, my heart broke into pieces. That was the toughest moment in my life. That moment when you told me straight in the face that you don't believe anything since we met each other and that you'll probably never believe me again. I need to live with that fact. I just want you to know that I love you. I know you don't think that, but I really do love you. I would give my life for you. I wish I can prove this somehow. I wish you could put my heart in some machine so you can get results to see that I love you. I always knew I loved you more than anyone, but after everything I did, I know I love you even more than that. I understand how horrible this sounds, but this is the truth. I threw all of that away for what? For just a little bit of attention.
Ooh.
I lied about you cheating on me so I can have excuses in mine and the affair partner's eyes. Who does that?
Who does that?
I knew you did that.
Yeah.
Oof. Only horrible and cruel people. I'm really a lost cause, but you are not. I wish I could tell you to be with some girl so we can be even, but the truth is that we'll never be even. Whatever you do will not be the same as what I did. Also, I can't imagine seeing you with another woman. I know this is, again, selfish, but I do love you and I can't accept that. And I hate myself that you don't believe me. I hate myself that whatever I say or do, you just ignore me and don't believe. I wish you broke every single bone inside me that day instead of this. Well, I for one don't wish that.
No.
That's
But
too many broken bones.
that is a
She's basically just like, I wish that you turned me into goop on the floor.
dude. Insanity. I have no words.
I pray every day and night that you will call me and tell me to come back. I truly believe that day will come. If there is a even 1/10,000th of a % chance, I will believe, and I will never stop believing. I'll accept whatever condition you make me to return. I will sleep on the floor. I'll clean, cook, wash. I won't talk to anyone. I'll lick the floor if I need.
I don't want to see that.
I just want to be near you.
How many Skid Row toes would you like?
And then I think so there's a little ellipses here, so he's omitting some of it. I will never understand why I did that. What did I achieve? I was telling Z, her married friend that knew about the affair, how I don't find the affair partner more attractive than you. In my eyes, no one is more beautiful than you. How I love the spicy sleep with you 1,000,000 times more than with him. And I still went there a few times. I'm so sick. I know you don't want to hear this, but I felt like the biggest piece of trash and with you like the happiest person. And again, I still did this. Since you left me, I ask myself, was everything okay with me back then? Sure, it wasn't. But when I try to remember everything, I feel like someone changed my head, like some kind of substance was inside me to do that. I could never imagine myself doing that. Not even in my dreams. And I did that in reality and hurt the person I love the most. I really hope that I'll find the answer why I did this. I just hope you'll not make your decision until then. You were always stronger than I was. I hope that you'll survive until then. If you want me to leave and stop calling, I will do that, but please don't forget about me. Don't give up on us like I did. Oof, God, girl.
Dude, it's
all this to say, clearly she has something wrong with her mental. There is a missing piece of her mental.
It feels like that there is something mentally that is wrong, but she's like trying to fight against it and be rational and stuff, but it's still there and she can't just navigate without it because it is there. That's what total speculation, but that is what it is. Yeah, kind of.
Right. It's still,
I don't know.
Speculative, but
yeah.
When she's going like, I don't even know why I did this. Like everything was fine, I guess, and I still did this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even like being with him as much as I like being with you, but I'm still doing it.
And also, I'm kind of getting the vibe in this where I'm like, she's like, I love being with you a million more times, and I realize I love you even more, and I'm like, yeah, you might still like. I do believe that she probably does still like love him and would like rather have their life together. But I'm like, would you ever say this if this whole thing never happened? You know what I mean? Almost like she's in an altered emotional state because of everything that's happened. And
yeah, she would have taken this to the grave for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know that part. Reading it too, I was just like, I don't know. But anyways,
I know this sounds horrible, but don't give up on us because the kids and everything we went through together. I know because of this, my betrayal is even bigger. But I'll do everything that I can so that we can be happy again, wherever we would be. I'm ready to follow you and be there for you 1,000 times more than I was then. You know I would do and give everything for the kids and for you. You know how happy we were, but I destroyed everything. If you give me another chance, we could be happy again. Because of you, we will again have smiles like we had. I will show you for the rest of my life how sorry I am and that nothing and no one can stop my love for you. I understand you can say that the affair partner stopped, but he didn't. I never looked at affair partner like I was looking at you. I never touched him like I was touching you.
What?
I never even kissed him. I would, well,
come on.
is that really what? We're going to break out the pretty woman? No kissing? There was no kissing.
Come on, man.
So it's fine?
It was just straight back shots.
One round, all back shots. Kimberly Fine says, there's nothing finite, actionable, no suggestions on forming a plan to improve their situation. She has absolutely no plan to fix herself. She just wants OP to comply because that's the only resolution.
Yeah, I haven't heard her say, let's go to marriage counseling. I'm going to put myself back into therapy. Nothing like that.
Here's what I'm going to therapy and doing these things. And like, even if you never speak to me again, I totally understand you're within your right, but I'm going to improve myself in the meantime. And then if you do decide one day to bring me back, I will be better because of the work I'm putting in.
She did kind of say that, but not explicitly. She was
That's
like,
not the main focus
she was
here.
like, she said something like, I don't know why I did this, and I'm going to figure out why. And please don't make any final decisions about us until then.
Yeah,
so I think she was implying she was maybe going to go to therapy, but yeah, she didn't say anything direct.
Yeah.
So I never even kissed him. I would never bring him near my kids. I would never even tell him my secrets that I told you after a week into our relationship. I never smiled with him, but I was always smiling with you. I understand my actions tell a different story, but you were always the only man in my heart, and I will never stop hating myself for everything I did. I'm so sorry for breaking your heart along with mine. This is something I will never, ever forget, but I will live with it for the rest of my life to be there for you and our angels in the best and the worst. And I'll appreciate every second with you more than ever. I love you more than anything. S. She also wrote this. I'm telling you that I will do everything for you to forgive me, but I didn't actually do anything yet. Now I will make everything in my power so you can have some answers in your head and start believing me and hopefully one day forgive me, at least in your mind, if not in your heart. She included a list of changes that she's committing to.
Okay.
She decided to delete her Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook accounts permanently. Finally. Hey.
Sounds like he's been waiting for that. I don't know.
That might be a good move for her, but
yeah,
you guys don't go doing that.
Don't do that.
Because then how are you going to watch us?
Yeah.
Don't listen to the wife. She's not with it.
She's looking for a job, though her qualifications make it nearly impossible to find one here, even as a cleaner. Still, I respect the effort. She will write a full timeline of her affair. Honestly, I don't care about this.
Yeah, just keep it.
It's like, please leave that to yourself. I don't need that. It happened.
We already know the pounds per round. We don't need any more detail than we've already been tortured with.
Yeah.
We don't need to know the girth, the height,
No,
the width.
no.
Come on.
She's like, here's a list of all the positions to prove that there was no kissing.
God.
See, we couldn't have kissed. We were doing this.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeehaw!
You know who can't kiss while they're doing it? Tom Hands.
Yeah, his hands are too
He's just a
big.
big old finger.
He doesn't even...
What have I done?
Move around. Huh?
I said, what have I done?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh my
It's great.
God.
It's great.
She plans to attend all of our boys' football practices and school events, but will leave if they ask her to. She'll send them letters weekly and bring their favorite snacks, toys, or food a few times per week. I like this. She cut ties with the friend who knew about the affair. She even offered to tell her friend's husband about it if I want her to. I like this since I never liked her friend anyway. See, that's not the right vibe, dude. Or is he saying that he likes the husband knowing that she knew about the affair? It's like you're reveling too much in other people's like suffering or turmoil.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing, my dog.
It's too much.
She scheduled a polygraph test to answer questions about me, her, and the affair partner, as well as whether she's cheated before. I'm actually looking forward to this.
My goodness.
She also offered to never leave the house without me. She even suggested installing cameras so I can monitor her if I'm not home. Insane.
Yeah, dude, come on.
She's willing to sign a post-nup or agreement giving me full custody and all assets if she's unfaithful again in any form. I'm not sure if this is legally possible, but it is interesting. She's starting individual counseling this week. Whatever. She won't use her phone anymore unless it's unlocked and only for family or specific contacts. I don't care much about this. If we reconcile, she'll share her location when running errands and record herself shopping to prove she isn't meeting or talking to anyone. Insane. She's listening to podcasts by former cheaters and plans to read books about infidelity. I honestly couldn't care less about this. Some of her other ideas were equally over the top, like selling all of her clothes and using the money for something else. While I believe she doesn't care about money, this seems unnecessary. My favorite part, though, is her plan to ditch her current phone for an old Nokia 3310. At least then she wouldn't be able to send me so many messages so quickly. Shout out to all the folks who had the Nokia brick. I had one of them.
Yes, sir.
It was the best phone I ever had. I love Snake.
And I've been bricked since.
Riley's permanently bricked. Did we all hear that?
No, I think we need to say it again because I didn't hear it clearly enough.
Riley, can you let us know what you are?
Could we just create like a giant billboard that we put over like the 101 and Riley is bricked
Permanent brick.
permanently.
That is the end of the list.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
It's so unhealthy for her. It's like you don't have to lick any floors clean. That's not what we're asking here. Recording yourself grocery shopping and like even like OP did dismiss most of them, but some of them he was like, "Oh, like a polygraph test. I like this." It's like, it seems like he's almost considering it, and like, dude, OP would become such a controlling, maniacal villain by like doing this stuff, and just like, even if he doesn't want to do some of the stuff, she would do it. It's just a weird, terrible, terrible, terrible dynamic, and I'm not happy.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't read like he's anywhere close to a place where he's ever going to have her back.
And to add on, it's just going to be a checklist. If they even ended up together, it would be a checklist of I have to do X in order to save this marriage every day.
Yeah,
so
she
unhealthy.
would probably inevitably come to resent him. And
yes.
And if the underlying issue, which it's still an assumption at this point, but the thing that really made it like, I'm like, there's clearly something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Giving all of your life savings to a man you met 5 months.
Yeah.
You're swinging something.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
And it could have been
I don't know.
undiagnosed this whole time.
And even this, like the way that she's sending this letter, like this is not coming from a healthy perspective of like reality.
I will lick the floors clean.
You're like degrading yourself to like you're removing your humanity.
Yes.
And it's coming from a place of like remorse and guilt and like wanting to fix things, but like thinking that this, like I got to assume that she thought maybe he'd see that and change his mind. Thinking that someone would see that and change their mind is ridiculous.
It is.
Let's get back into it.
Let's do it.
The kids are doing okay, all things considered. I'm busy with work. I've scheduled psychologist appointments for both of my sons starting tomorrow. I hope to find some answers through that. Way to go, OP. As for my wife, she continues to send me daily messages wishing me good morning, good night, or asking about the kids. She shares old photos and talks about her dreams of us. And, of course, she constantly repeats how much she regrets her actions and how much she loves me. Maybe I'll update again after she takes the polygraph test. Thanks for reading. as always. And here we have another update.
Polygraph test? Oh, come on.
I mean, the polygraph test is interesting because, I mean, it's not court admissible, but like the way that polygraphs work is it basically just like judges somebody's physiological response to a question. So it would be interesting to see how her body responds to the question of like, you know, do you still love me? Or like,
I'm just like, it's still, it's not as bad as some of the other things, but it's still kind of in line with the like ridiculous, like dehumanizing or like overly punitive like mindset for herself that she's in. It's just like,
yeah, I think his perspective is he just thinks it's like going to be fun.
Yeah, which is
He's
like,
not thinking it's
okay.
going to get anything out. He's just like, yeah, I would love to be able to put you on the spot where I can see if you're lying.
Yeah, he's like, I
and
just
then
want to see
blow
you squirm.
and then blow up your spot about it. Like,
Yeah,
just
like,
blow up at you about it.
OP, leave it alone. OP, just keep working towards like. Now you got to work on you need to go back to therapy and work on just moving on and rebuilding.
I think so.
Right?
This can't be healthy.
Dude, not at all.
Stormkitten13 says, this definitely sounds like the aftermath of a bad manic episode. I've been there. Melty face emoji. Lots of apologizing that you know it's pointless because you know you were horrible. Yeah, I mean, I will stand on that. There's something going on.
Yep.
Update. Kids finally opened. And decision next week.
Ooh.
Kids finally opened. I opened the
closed,
kid.
But now they're not. I don't know.
It was like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly.
Oh? Yes, the kids. Oh, they've blossomed into a new butterfly. Indeed. Okay, sorry for everyone who just heard me say that. My kids started seeing a psychologist, and the situation isn't looking great. I spoke with the psychologist before their first session and explained everything. Their first visit was on Wednesday. Afterward, she shared some observations with me. She explained that my oldest son is deeply hurt. According to her, he has hate towards my wife, his mother, but this is actually a defense mechanism. On the other hand, my younger son is suffering even more. She said it's clear he's mimicking his older brother's behavior. Despite his actions and words, she believes he doesn't harbor the same negative feelings towards my wife. She suggested speaking with them individually during the next session.
Dude, you totally called that.
Called that one again.
Nice work. Crushing it.
You're the man!
Yesterday, we had another session, and my older son went in first, followed by my younger son, with each session lasting about an hour. While my younger son was with the psychologist, I took my older son out to eat. I didn't want to press him, but out of nowhere, he said, "Dad, I don't like this woman. She's boring and keeps telling me to cry, but I just want to go home and play with my friends."
That is the most kid response to a therapist I've ever heard in my life.
I don't like this lady. She's boring and she wants me to cry. I just want to play with my friends.
Oh my God, dude.
I couldn't help but laugh. He really is a mini version of me. Afterwards, we picked up my younger son and I spoke with the psychologist. She told me that my older son would need many more sessions. He's extremely protective of me and refuses to acknowledge my wife. She said that it's shocking considering they had such a close bond before. According to her, he's fully aware of the situation and my wife's betrayal, which is why he feels this way. When she asked him if he wanted to see his mother, he immediately said no. Then out of the blue, she asked if I was seeing another woman, which left me dumbfounded.
Huh?
Yeah. But by the way, are you seeing another woman? Oh!
Wait, this is the
therapist, the psychologist. Yeah,
Right.
psychiatrist.
Because I'm single.
And she's like, he immediately takes it as her asking him on a date. The real surprise came when she shared insights about my younger son. During his session, he broke down and opened up. As we suspected, he's been following his older brother's lead. Since everything happened, my older son has been telling him daily how cruel and evil my wife is and that they need to support me. My younger son wanted to see his mom on his birthday and was sad when she cried after my older son yelled at her. However, he refrained from reaching out because he didn't want to disappoint me or his older brother.
Oh.
The psychologist suggested that I allow my wife to join a session with my younger son in the coming weeks, and I agreed.
That's good.
Later that day, I spoke to my younger son at home. He confirmed what he told the psychologist, explaining that he didn't want to invite his mom to his birthday because of his brother's influence. When I asked him what he truly wanted, he said he'd like her to come back home, but only if I was there too. He became emotional, so I reassured him He could always express his true feelings without fear of disappointing anyone. I also spoke to my older son. He admitted he'd been saying bad things about my wife to his younger brother because, in his words, she deserves it. But when I asked why, he quickly responded, because she hurt you. He's incredibly smart and aware for an almost 9-year-old. So I agree with the psychologist that he fully understands the situation. When I asked him if he wanted his mom to return, his answer was a firm no.
No.
As for my daughter, she adores her mom and has no issues with her at all. As for my wife, I'm in contact with her only regarding the kids. She continues begging for another chance and sending long texts several times a day. Today, she mentioned that the husband of one of her friends, not the one who knew about the affair, offered her a job as a translator. She's fluent in English and proficient in the local language, which is a rare skill here, so she's excited.
That makes sense.
She emphasized that working from home would allow her to prove her commitment and her transparency.
No.
I haven't told her anything about the psychologist or the kids yet. On Wednesday, while I was at the kids' football practice, I received a message from her saying, quote, "You look so hot in all black."
Wow, you are on fire.
Well, I mean, yeah, black absorbs the most, light from the sun, so it's going to be hotter.
His literal physical body temperature, yes,
Yeah.
it is increasing because of the black fabric soaking up all the heat.
When I wear black, my temperature increases. Okay? What are you talking about?
Do you want me to read facts out of a science textbook? Alaska is the capital of Australia.
That's what we learned today.
That's what we learned. Sorry, I'm just reading facts.
Sorry, geographists.
Sorry,
cartographers.
don't get mad at me.
You're going to have to change your maps.
Sorry.
Ooh, yeah. That's me turning the page on the next map.
Whoa.
Anyways. Shout out to cartographers. On Wednesday, while I was at the kids' football practice, I received a message from her saying, "You look so hot in all black." I looked around, but I didn't see her at first, and then noticed her across the field.
Oh.
She had promised in her changes to attend all the practices unless the kids asked her to leave. And since my sons didn't mention her, I assumed that they didn't see her. I can't deny that this is a positive effort on her part. And by the way, I'll always consider it a positive effort if you join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. All you got to do is tap our profile. And if that doesn't work, tap it again.
And make it happen.
Sometimes, I've just noticed, sometimes you go to tap it, it'll take you to our profile. And then you got to tap our profile one more time. Sometimes you got to double tap.
Tap it twice, make it nice.
Sometimes. Anyway, before we finish out part 3,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Where are we at? How are we feeling?
Man, I was hoping we would get the court case, and that seems like a part 4 thing.
I don't know. To me, it's sounding like there might not be any court case.
Yeah, they might figure it out outside of court, like in because he hasn't offered her a deal yet, right?
No.
Officially, no. So yeah, I think we're just seeing. If I were OP, I feel like I would be like, hey, you need to go to like a psychiatrist and get like a full,
Well, funny you say that, because there is a psychologist in the story now.
This is true.
And they were talking about having her being in one of the sessions like next week.
You
and
bring up good points.
Here's my theory.
Yes.
I think what's going to happen is that the mom gets into therapy with the kids. They all flip. And it's going to become the mom and the kids are both like, the kids are going to not, the oldest is not going to outright hate his mom anymore.
Yeah.
And then the mom in through therapy or through the psychologist, whatever, is going to discover exactly what is ailing her.
Yes.
And then the entire script is going to get flipped on OP, and it's going to be like, this was like a mental break or a psychotic, whatever you want to call it. It was an episode.
Yeah.
And I've had these episodes before. Remember when I gave you my entire life savings?
Yes.
Turns out that was an episode.
Yeah.
Like, please, can we please work through this? Like, you can freaking throw me in the basement and give me scraps every other day. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm
Interesting.
feeling the script slowly flipping.
And do you think when you say flipping the script, like OP will take her back?
Yes. I'm feeling it slowly, because she texted him, "You look so hot in all black," and he didn't say, and that was just the most, and I just rolled my eyes because I hate my stupid ex-wife that I don't like. He just was like, I started looking for her.
And remember, in the beginning of the episode, I believe he was reminiscing about like that she did, pay off his debts, and they did, like, she was kind of the one that like, quote unquote saved him, from being this like gambling degenerate. reading in between the lines, it's giving a vibe of like, oh, like he's like thinking back to like the good times and stuff like that,
And it's gonna be the kids, dude. It's gonna be that and the kids being like, we want you and mom to live together.
Yeah,
the kids are gonna say that, and I think he's gonna try to do it.
That's a very good theory. Yeah, I think. I mean, if because what I wonder too is like, let's say she gets like actual, good medical treatment for whatever is ailing her. Does she also stop with the like, self-degrading like talk and stuff like that? And she finally comes to him and is like level head, like, hey, look, I know this happened. I thought when you said flip the script, I thought you were gonna say, does she like kind of come back at him like, why did you let me do these, like, say these self-degrading things, and why did you like let all the family cut me off, and you know what I mean? Like, why did you punish me further than was necessary? Once she has like a calmer, cooler head about everything.
No, that is not the script I imagine.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see it. I could see.
I can also see your script.
Many scripts could happen.
There's no way for us to know until we continue on with the story.
That is true.
So let's go.
Let's close it out.
I also spoke to my lawyer about the post-nup agreement that she suggested. He confirmed that it is possible in our country due to a law that allows an infidelity clause and child custody agreements if one parent is a foreigner. While it was interesting to learn this, I couldn't help but question why I'm even discussing this. I don't plan to reconcile with her as a husband. Oh, for me, our marriage is over. I don't know. He's like, I don't even know why I'm discussing this. It's over.
Why am I thinking
But there's a part of you that doesn't want it to be.
It's in there. There's a little thing in there.
Maybe. I don't know. Even if she were to move back into the house, it would be strictly for the kids' sake, not for us as a couple. The lawyer said the divorce papers would be ready next week, but advised me to take some time to carefully consider what's best for the kids and myself. Tomorrow, I plan to speak with my family, my wife's parents, and friends for additional perspectives. During the week, I'll discuss everything with the kids, their psychologist, and eventually my wife. I'll gauge the kids' reactions when I tell them their mom might not return home. I'll also assess how my wife reacts to the divorce papers and whether her potential job offer materializes, as it could impact her visa status. At the moment, my kids remain my top priority. While I'm leaning heavily towards divorce, I'm open to letting her return home temporarily if it would significantly benefit the kids. Ultimately, their well-being will guide my final decision. Thank you for reading. Dude, I don't want to feel like I'm too hot over here, but that sounded pretty much exactly like what I was predicting might happen.
I think he went from like Orc Cloud, we're sending you to the Orc Cloud to be ripped into cosmic smithereens, to, hey, maybe she can live with us. And maybe that's good for the kids. And maybe seeing her, oh, wow, you're really being a mother, giving motherly love to my kids. And, oh, wow, remember all those good times when, oh, wow, boom, remarried.
And don't forget oh, wow, she's still hot.
And she still looks good.
She's still hot.
He can't even deny it. And then she's like,
he said that multiple times.
He said that multiple times. And then she said, oh, you're looking hot in that all black. And I'm not talking about temperatures being absorbed by the sun.
No, you
not talking about that.
Hot and all black.
That's right.
And he didn't have anything snooty to say back about that.
He just let it be.
He just started looking for her.
Maybe he liked it.
I think he did.
But how do we?
You know what I'd like?
What?
I'd like for us to read part 4. Because that's the end of that story. But if that's the end of the story, that means that's the end of this episode.
That's true.
So if you want to listen to part 4, you're going to have to listen to it on the next one.
That being said, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and see you tomorrow.